Okay, baru recording. Okay. Okay, so last class ni we didn't finish chapter 2, isn't it? So where did I stop? Did I explain to you about box plot? Box plot and then multiple box plot, multiple variables in box plot. Sampai mana? Box plot dah masuk ke? Why tak anyone try to respond? I forgot where did I stop last time. Hello. Ada anyone? You remember? Takkan lupa kot. I lupa sebab I ada multiple class for this subject. I ada untuk evening class. So I forgot where did I stop. I confused. Did I explain about the box plot last class? Percentile, I remember that we dah finish a percentile, quartile, kan? Then buat percentile, quartile, and then quartile dah. Okay, the box plot ni dah masuk belum?
Not yet, Doctor.
Box plot ni?
Belum lagi.
Percentile, quartile?
Yang tu dah.
Dah So box plot je belum? Okay, thank you. Saya nak buka file. File box plot ni. Home sales. Home sales. Ni dah. Tu kawak ni. Apa ada box plot dalam ni?
Oh, kalau itu yang tu dah.
Ni dah?
Yang tu dah.
Ni lah box plotnya. Dah lupa box plot. Kan box plot ni. So, okay. I think you should start lah Okay. Alright, tak apa lah. I do some revision a little bit about okay, box plot. Okay, so this is all this descriptive statistic ni, this one mean, median, mode, percentile, quartile, okay, first quartile, second quartile. So percentile depends to what percentage that you want to measure, okay. So ni kita nak measure dia punya location, okay. So within certain punya location, certain percentage, what is the maximum or minimum numbers of you punya base punya measurement lah, okay. Alright, so then you can visualize, okay, using a box plot, okay. So and in box plot ni also you can identify whether you have outliers or not, okay. So dot here ni, the one here, this is only one in this your data ni, the 12 set data ni, the 12 observation. One observation is considered as outliers, okay. So outliers ni means that if your data you want to get a proper punya measurement, then it's suggested that outliers ni you take it out from your set of data. So you can see here when you bring your cursor tu kan, point here can see dia punya value 456,000 for house price ni. Okay, so this one shouldn't be in this data set. Okay, so because it allow outliers. Okay. And then box plot ni, okay, so in this box plot you can see the top one, the top line ni, this is the maximum value within, consider that within the group lah kan, okay. So they can read that, okay. So this one and then this is the minimum value, house sale, okay, house price, the minimum house price, the maximum house price within the category, okay. So kalau but when you if you do it manually, minimum house price and maximum ni you can see based on dia punya data set, tapi they just included the outliers, but in the box plot ni you can see within dia punya kategori. Okay, yang X ni, this is the mean value. Okay, so average value, median. Okay, the line here in the middle here is line. So box ni, the bottomnya line is first quartile value. Okay, so first quartile value, and the top line in this box is the third quarter. Okay, right, you can see here mean average is more than median. Okay, because it include, when you calculate mean average ni, they include sekali the outliers. Okay, that's why mean tu more than dia punya median. Okay, so this is box plot to identify dia punya behavior lah, location for this set of data. Okay, alright, so now let's say you ada if you have a sales comparison file. Okay, you can download sales comparison file ni. Dia ada selling price, house selling price at a 5 different location. Okay, right, so there are 5 different location. So now kita nak create a box plot. You can calculate manually. Okay, kalau nak calculate mean ke ni, can do it as previous. Okay, so ni I nak tunjuk more on the multiple variables in the box plot. Okay, so now kita highlight data. Okay, highlight, go to the insert, and then histogram ni kan. So histogram ni, because histogram ni dia ada box plot. Okay, right, so this is the box plot here. Okay, buka besar sikit lah. Okay, can see clearly. Okay, so box plot ni, can see dia punya box plot. In the box plot, it will display multiple variable, okay, from different location. Okay, kita insert, nak insert dia punya legends ni, kita go to the plus at the chart here and insert the legends. So want to see the color ni represent which location. Okay, so now blue is Fairview, Shadyside, Groton, and then Irving and Hamilton. Okay, okay, so what you can conclude from this box plot? Okay, what you can conclude or summarize from this box plot? Okay, you can see that even though in Irving walaupun you can see dia punya box plot ni, even though the maximum price is quite high compared to the third quartile. Okay, look at ni dia pattern ni kan, macam why is this read as outliers? Okay, so this one outliers. So they have Excel ni, at the back tu they have dia punya program to identify whether it's outliers or not. Okay, so macam in this case, in Groton ni, there is one outliers. Okay, so not belong to the group lah. There's very the price is very high compared to the other. But even Irving ni, even though the house price ni is quite high, but still is within the group, not considered as outliers. How is it? It's more complicated lah. Then you have to take mathematics or statistics class, where technical class to identify this. Okay, so in our side for business, we just read the data based on whatever they display here. Okay, right, so you can see here, even though the highest house price is in Irving. Okay, you can see here highest price in this place. Okay, but the average house price is more lower compared to the Shadyside. Okay, so Shadyside ni dia maximum minimum house price, dia punya the lowest house price ni is higher compared to the other place. Okay, nampak tak? So this is that quite expensive area lah. Okay, so dia put above others location. So Shadyside is an quite expensive area. Hamilton low cost area. Okay, low cost area here, low cost housing area. Okay, so you can see from here, it's easy to read this box plot compared to if you want to see individually in this data. Okay, so this is what you can use. You can use box plot to interpret multiple variables. Okay, alright. So the average, the mean price at the Fairview and Irving is quite same. In these two locations is quite same. Okay, you can see X value here and X value, but median price, okay, the first, the 50, the second quartile, okay. So 50% of the house price in Irving area is lower compared to the Fairview. Okay, even though dia punya average tu is quite same value, can see dia punya the location kan, it's quite same lah, 1 2 3 and 1 to 200,000. Okay, so difference about 13,000 only. But dia punya median, okay, 50% of the house price ni, median ni, this line ni is lower compared to the Fairview. Why? Because average consider include everything. Okay, right? There is a one fair outliers in the Croton. Okay, so this is how you can conclude if you have multiple variables, just to do some conclusion lah. Okay, if you want to see details, then you have to analyze in details, get the numbers. Okay, alright. Okay, so previously all the tools dan techniques yang previously need to visualize, to calculate, mean to describe is more on one variables. Okay, house price, in one location, house price only, or what else sebelum ni? Sorry, I forgot. Apa data kita dah guna? To calculate the count, okay, frequency of audit time, frequency for soft drink, isn't it? Okay, so only one variable, number of soft drink, number of audit time, number of days, audit days, okay, and then housing price. Okay, so that is only single variables. But box plot ni dia to interpret one by one in single variables, but singles punya individual, but in multiples visual in one punya chart. Okay, right. So now we want to see if, let's say, how if you want to measure, if you have measure the association between the two variables, relationship between two variables. Okay, alright. So normally to measure the association between two variables ni, to visualize, we will use a scatter chart. Okay, but if you have a numbers, okay, if you want to see the numbers, based on numbers, either covariance or calculate the correlation coefficient. Okay, so covariance is correlation is more meaningful compared to covariance if you want to use numbers lah. Okay, so now we want to look at, to measure the association between the two variables or relationship between two variables. Okay, so example here we will use a 2 bottle water. Okay, so bottle water sales based on temperature. Okay, so you want to see association between the temperature to the sales for the bottle water. Okay, right, so whether is it increasing in the height, in the temperature, will increase a number of sales for bottled water or not. So that is a association between two variables. Okay, temperature and bottled water. Okay, so this is the data. So 14 days. Okay, so we have a data for 14 days. Again, as for the learning purpose, we use a very small amount of data. Okay, so in reality, no, of course you will not use only 14 observation. Okay, alright, so if you already download, then you can open a bottle water file. Okay, bottle water file. Okay, so this, we have a temperature and bottled water sales. Okay, so we want to measure to identify whether there is the relationship or not, or association or not between these two variables. Okay, alright, so first now we want to visualize using a scatter chart. Okay, so highlight. Okay, highlight here. If I'm going too fast, you can apa, I mean that you please give some message to slow me down, okay? Right? Okay, so highlight and then go to the insert chart. If you want to include chart ni, everything is in the insert ribbon. Okay, right? So go to the insert ribbon, and this is a chart area. Okay, so chart area, scatter chart. This is a scatter chart. Okay, so you can see, bring your cursor to this punya icon. You can see dia punya info, scatter, insert scatter chart. Okay, so insert a scatter chart. So you can select which design of scatter chart here. Let's say I want to use this one lah. Okay, common scatter chart. Okay, you can use whatever design that you want to use. Okay, so this is a scatter chart to visualize these two variables. Okay, alright. So this is so let me see. We want to make up lah, kita panggil, or want to edit the sales this graph. Okay, so let's say I want to reduce or I don't want the grid here. Okay, the grid on this chart. So click square plus here, chart elements here. Okay, here and remove grid line. Okay, so remove grid line. Okay, so you can see better dia punya the point there. Okay, so remove or then maybe you can add an axis title here. Okay, so axis title to describe. Okay, so water sales here. Okay, and then okay, so rename the axis. Okay, so double click je, control A, this one, the name the axis sales. Okay, cases, and this one represent high temperature. Okay, high. Okay, alright. So from here you cannot see whether there is a relationship or not. Okay, now you can go to plus again, chart elements. Okay, or if you don't have this one plus sign, okay, so you can go to the ribbon here. Okay, so when you click chart, you can see additional two ribbon, chart design and formatting. Okay, this is formatting if you want to format the punya writing, whatever lah. This chart design, you can select chart. Okay, how you want to display. Okay, black color background, blue color. So this is the design if you want to make it more interesting. Okay, your chart. Or you want to change the color. Okay, you want to change to different color. Okay, change here. Alright, or then you can add chart element ni through. This is kind of shortcut lah. Okay, so if you don't have this shortcut, then you can click here. Okay, alright, so let's say I want to include in this scatter chart, we can add the trend line to see the trend. Okay, so there is a line to see the trend. Okay, so now there is a trend line ni. You can, when you select arrow ni, you can select choose here. Okay, sorry. Click here. Okay, double click here. Then you can, if you want, you can do some formatting here. Okay, you want to change the color, red color. Okay, just double click je. Double click on the line. Make sure you double click on the line. Okay, red color, and you want to make sure it's not the dot, small dot. You want to make it like this. Okay, so it depends how you want to present you punya chart. Okay, what color is it? Okay, so you want gradient line or automatic. Okay, so automatic lah. Right. Okay, then you can see here. Okay, so you can see from this line ni, trend line ni, you can see there is a increasing, when temperature increase, there will be a increasing in the water sales. Okay, so nampak tak trend dia increase kan? So tu dia ada increase at the slope here. So increasing in the temperature will increase the sales of the water. So that you can see a little bit of association. Okay. Alright. So this is just to represent very briefly about the punya association between the temperature and bottled water. Okay. So now let's say we want to calculate the covariance and correlation. Okay. So covariance. Okay, covariance here, dia put dia punya label here equals to type covariance. Covariance. Okay. Because this is a sample data, then we use .s. Okay. .p ni is for population. So this is for sample. Okay. Right. So double click covariance.s. Okay. Right. So first one is temperature. Okay. Highlight temperature. And then you can see they help you. Okay. So there is a formula to help you. After you select array, the first array for temperature, then click comma. Okay, comma, then you can see the second array tu dia become bold. Okay, kalau you delete comma, there's no comma, first array bold. Okay, the second one is not bold. Okay, so when you finish complete the first array, then click bold. Okay, click bold, but dah click comma. Okay, and then the second array bold, then select here. Okay, and then enter. Okay, so you can see that you get the covariance value 12.8. Okay, so covariance value as long as is more than 0, any values lah more than 0, then the relationship is a positive. Okay, there is a positive association between temperature and the sales for the bottled water. Okay, right? So positive association means that increasing in temperature will increase the sales for the bottled water. So positive relationship. Positive association. Okay, so if you get the covariance value negative, means that there is a negative association between temperature and between one variables with another variables. Okay, right? So more than 0, positive association. Less than 0, negative association. But how strong is the relationship or how strong the association? You cannot identify, you cannot use a covariance to measure that. Okay, covariance only to explain either the association is positive or negative. If you get the covariance near to 0, means that probably there is a no association between these two variables. Okay, alright, so again remember covariance just to explain whether there is a relationship or not, or association or not. If there is an association and the positive value, it means that a positive association. Negative value means that it's a negative association. But covariance ni, there is a possibility that you will get a 100 value, hundreds punya value or in thousands value. Depends based from your data set. If your data set millions to millions, then there is a possible that you get a 100 or thousands punya covariance value. So it will not explain whether if you get a thousands punya value more stronger compared to 12, if you get 12, no. Okay, so no. Just explain, even though you get a 3000 covariance value 3000, because of your data set is in millions and billions. Okay, so it just explain to you that okay, positive association, that's it. Okay, to more meaningful punya explanation in figures, okay, to explain the association between these two variables, meaningful figures, we will use a correlation to explain the relationship. Okay, alright, so now you go to the correlation equals to correlation. Okay, okay, so correlation, double click here. Okay, again for ni first array, okay, select here, and second array for sales here. Okay, and then enter. Alright, so correlation coefficient, the value will be from positive 1 to negative 1 or negative 1 to positive 1. Okay, means that if you get the negative Kalau covariance yang negative, correlation should be a negative. Okay. If you get a positive covariance, then correlation should be a positive correlation. Okay. So now correlation you have to show more meaningful to explain about the association. Okay. Correlation value nearly 2 plus 1 means that these two variable has a very strong association. Okay, more than 0.6 means that more strong association between these two variables. Near to 0 means that weak association. There is still associate between two variables, but a little bit weaker compared to more than 0.6. Okay, so you can see that 0.5 to 0.6 so medium punya association, and less than that is a weak association. Okay, alright. So correlation ni you can see dia punya how strong the association or how strong the relationship. If you get a negative value correlation, so negative negative value near to negative 1, negative 7, 0.6 and until this, negative 1.0 means that strong negative association. Still even the negative association but strong associate dia. Okay. Same as positive 0.4, negative 0.4 to negative 0.6 is a medium negative association, and less than that is a weak negative association. Okay, so more meaningful. But covariance ni if you get 12.8 ke 100 ke 3000 ke 558 let's say. Okay, so it doesn't give you any meaning, and only that there is a positive association. That's it. Okay, more than 0, whatever value is a positive relationship. You cannot say 500 have a stronger relationship compared to 12.8. Okay, cannot do some conclusion. But 0.93 strong association compared to 0.6. That you can make a comparison, something like that. Okay, right? So correlation more meaningful to mean that you can see the strength, how strong the association between these two variables. Okay, alright. Okay, so it's quite easy to explain, to visualize to explain the association between two variables. Okay, you can use scatter chart. Okay, so based on the scatter chart then you can explain there is a positive association between cells and the high temperature, and then using covariance to explain whether there is a positive or negative association between these two variables, and correlation to explain the strength of the association between these two variables. Okay, all right. Okay, any question? Ada soalan? Okay, if you don't have any question, so that's all for chapter 2, not for this class, okay? Chapter 2 only, okay? Alright, so I will continue with chapter 3. Okay, so chapter 3 ni is more on data visualization. You want to visualize the data, okay? So we go very briefly introduction. So in tomorrow we will do more on the tools for the data visualization. So now today I just explain the principles before you can visualize your data. Okay, right? Okay, so when we say visualize the data, okay, so normally either you can use a table, okay, you summarize using a table, or you can use charts to analyze or interpret your data. Okay, so use a table and charts. Okay, so in this chapter we will create a table to summarize using a table, and also we will summarize using a charts. Okay, all right. So and also that when you visualize your data, okay, you can highlight the important trends in your data, the most important element in your data, and also at the same time you can when you want to visualize, it can help you to identify the errors within you punya data set. Okay, alright. So more use ini is more on we want to highlight the importance of your punya data set. Okay, so it's quite difficult when you want to use you punya raw data, but easy to explain using the visualize tools. Okay, to highlight which one is more important, the trend, the relationship. Okay, so to use a visualization tools. Okay, all right. So overview. Okay, before you can visualize your punya data ni, you have to understand there is some techniques there. Okay, so to make sure that when you do a visualization, that is more efficient and effective. Okay, all right. Okay, so first of all, you have to consider. Okay, so when you want to do visualization, especially for table, okay, even though not table, charts pun, so you have to consider data ink ratio. Okay, so data ink ratio ni either you want to show more ink, unnecessary ink, or you want to focus more on data. Okay, focus more on data. Okay, so do you remember that when I create the scatter chart just now, scatter chart kan, ada exit dah kan, scatter chart, at the first beginning tu, when I create the scatter chart, there will be a grid line. Okay, so grid line, horizontal and vertical grid line. Okay, so when you have a grid line in your chart or your table, more line column for row ke, more line, so you use more ink. Okay, more ink. Not ink ni not necessary to print, but to visualize. You see more that line compared to you see, I mean that the ratio to see data and ink tu a same. Okay, so we want to reduce the ink punya portion. Okay, so increase more on the data, visual more data compared to the others ink. Okay, so that's why I remove the grid line so that you can see the pattern better. Chart dia punya point to point tu better compared to if there is a grid line there. Okay, so that is the first punya things that you have to consider. Reduce try to focus more on the things that you want to highlight in your chart or table. Okay, right. So the grid line tu you call it as a non-data ink. Non-data ink ni is no purpose, tak ada purpose pun. Okay, no purpose line. Okay, so column pun, even though you have a column, a table, you have a column line, a row line tu, that is considered as a non-data ink because it will not explain anything. Okay, right? But numbers or figures in your table, then there is a data ink. Okay, so focus more on okay. So this is example in the table. Okay, so table, can see table ni, this is a data ink. Okay, so this is a data day 1, 2, 3, 4 sales 150. The line here is a non-data ink. You can see the ink tu, data ink and non-data ink ni quite same. Okay, right? So you can see, because you can see clearly the line. But does line give you any meanings? No, not really, isn't it? Okay, so try to reduce the non-data ink. Okay. And also that this is a ni. Okay, so what use this punya line ni? Okay, vertical punya line. Okay, so this one doesn't give you any meaning. Okay, because when you use a chart, normally you just want to explain the trend. Okay, so not really want to see the exact figures. If you want to see the exact figures, refer to the table. Okay, so if you want to see what is the point here, then you can just bring the cursor. It will display you to you the point, that the figures for that point. Okay. Right, so then okay, so this example low data ink. Okay, so reduce. Okay, still can means that there you can see more clearly day by day sales for daily. Okay, for 20 days daily sales for scarf for 20 days. Okay, you can see more clearly data compared to non-data ink. Okay, so here you can see here. Okay, so you can see yes, you can see, still you can see 150, 170, but it's better to display something like that. Okay, so we can focus more on the data only. Okay. See, this is a chart here. Okay, so less grid line, but clearly you can see dia punya pattern for this chart. Okay, grid line ni, less grid line, and this is a line chart. Okay, right, so remove unnecessary line. Okay, but if you need a line, make it minimum only. Okay, right. Okay, tables. Okay, tables. Okay, so first before we go to chart, so first we will do a tables first. Okay, so tables here. Tables ni when you want to represent or you want to explain or you want to show to your audience, reader ni specific value. Okay, numerical value. Then you need to present it using a tables. Okay. Or you punya reader or audience you need to read to do comparison specifically, okay, nak buat comparison monthly sales, weekly sale performance, okay, comparison of performance, comparison of whatever lah want to see dia punya cost, monthly cost, okay. So then you need to use a tables, okay. But let's say just want to see the trend for total cost and trend for total sales, then you can present it using a chart, okay. Alright, so this is a tables, okay. Tables here ada column, there is a row, okay. So this is the minimum, okay, to compare, to explain cost and revenue for every month. Means that the manager needs to know exact cost and exact revenue for every month. Okay, so then you have to present using a tables. Okay. Okay lah, tables ni you dah familiar kan, but if you want to show very briefly to summarize je, then you can use a line chart. Okay, line chart to summarize the revenue and cost. Okay, so in this table ni you want to present to your audience or reader this exact figures, okay, but using a chart you want to present or to show the trend there. Okay, so you can see the trend here after the third month ni, okay, the third month can see revenue and cost decrease, okay, right. But after fifth month, okay, you can see revenue increasing but the cost is decreased. Okay, so revenue increase and the cost is revenue increase, cost decrease. Okay, but you cannot explain the patterns to relationship to or trend to using a table. Okay, right, so you have to know when you want to use a tables and when you can use a chart to summarize it to you punya reader. Okay, alright, so less line, better chart. Okay, or you can combine, okay, combine chart and tables together, okay, so that they can read better. Okay, when you want to see specific value, at the same time they can see the trend as well. Okay, so combine, okay, combine both of it, so you can, okay. Okay, ini is another example table, kan. Okay, so table design principles, prinsip for table design. Tables pun dia ada prinsip, okay. Okay, alright, so this is 4 different table, okay. Right, so you can see this one, design A ni, you have a bold for every line, column and chart, bold. So for me, I will see more line compared to the data. Okay, so this is non-data ink is more compared to data ink. Okay, so bold. In design B ni, same ratio dia same, data and non-data ink ratio. Okay, so you can see, but still you can see a little bit clear line. Okay, non-data ink. Okay, not useful but still there. Okay, alright, so and then design C. Okay, so design C, less non-data ink. Okay, better, I think it's better for me lah. Okay, for me, when we prepare a report, when I want to read a report, this one design C is better compared to A and B. And I like the design D. Okay, I like the design D because it's just highlight just differentiate between the mask, header and the profit total cost. So we can see, oh, this is a month and this is a profit. Okay, so if I want to go to see cost or revenue individually, then I can see in the middle, and it will separate total. Okay, so total profit, profit for every month, and total cost and total revenue and total profit as well. Okay, right. So design D or design C might be better compared to A and B. Okay, so D is more better because more highlight on the data compared to non-data in. Okay, right. But depends to you punya preference lah, reader punya preference. Okay, sometimes some readers prefer to have every line and every column have a line, every row has a line. Okay. Next, then in table ni, you nak present tables ni, you want to show table ni, larger tables, then you can highlight, okay, column to differentiate between the column, okay. No row, but no line, but highlight, okay. So in Excel, then you have this design, okay. So highlight, so separate. You can see clearly the different months, months 2, months 3, okay. So better. Right, then separate using a total. Okay, separate with a line, one line for total. Okay, so header separated by a line and cost also separated. Okay, so you can see the area, give some area. Okay, so variable observation, location, title. Okay, so headers total for every location, total for every month. Okay, cost for every month. Okay, so then nampak more clear lah. Okay. Okay, so table ni, we are not creating a normal table. What we want to create a cross tabulation. Okay, so cross tabulation ni normally used to summarize from the large punya table. Okay, so cross tabulation, they have two variables. They explain two variables. Okay, they combine and summarize for two variables. Okay, in Excel, cross tabulation ni we refer as a pivot table. Okay, pivot table ni is a cross tabulation. In Tableau, it will refer to cross tabulation. In some software, it will refer as a cross tabulation. But in Excel, we use them as a pivot table. Okay. Alright. I think tomorrow I will explain to you about the pivot table. Okay. So because pivot table ni, I don't want to stop in the middle of the punya steps tu. Okay. Alright. Any question? Soalan?
No, doctor.